Droopy on the beat.
Turn me loose. Yeah. Woo. Woo. I'm getting in my groove. Feel real good right now. Yeah. Feel real good right now. Now go and turn me loose. Woo. Woo. You never can lose. You never can lose. Now go and turn me loose. Go and turn me loose. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, along with Grant Hill and Brent Berry, our distinguished analyst, Allie LaForce on the sidelines. You look at the Bucks.
It seems like the longer this streak goes, the tougher they are to beat. They are playing some inspired basketball lately.
There are a lot of things going on besides their execution as this group seems to be coming together.
Here's Bol. And that comes off the assist by Durant. Well, we're coming right down to the last bit of the season, Grant. What's the message you like from coaches right now?
The BA, for teams that are in the mix, coaches are asking you to keep doing what you've been doing. But a lot of that extra motivation comes from your teammates and in the locker room.
Well, Grant, there are few players in the league who can attack a defense from the logo, but Lillard is one of them.
Yeah, and he makes it look so easy. You have to pick him up at the half-court line, and it's been that way for about a decade.
And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I was able to spend a few minutes with Doc Rivers, and KD's name came up pretty quickly. I asked Coach about strategy for Durant. He said, I want to get physical with him, make sure he's not getting easy looks at the hoop, and ruffle his feathers. So the orders for the defense are to stay tough with Durant. Back to you.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Plenty of space. And too long on the shot. And the ball out of play. The Bucks will have it. And here are the Bucks now. Their first chance to take a look at the Suns this season.
Yeah, surprised to split the season series last year. These guys have confidence in themselves against anyone they face.
And they don't want a repeat of what happened last year here. They know this is an opponent they can handle. And they don't want to give away anything like they did last year. Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do. And right at the top is guard that guy.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Last game with 30. And it's Lillard penetrating. The three from Prince. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. This game coming after the loss versus the Kings.
Hey, they had their chances, but they struggled from the line. It's so hard to win that way on someone else's floor.
And you cannot afford to do that when you're in an opponent's building. You got to knock down free throws. That cost them.
And so it's Durant who brings up the ball for Phoenix. And Devin Booker is already one of the greatest players in Suns history, Grant.
Well, you could argue that Steve Nash still ranks ahead of him. He did win 2 MVPs with the Suns. But when it's all said and done, I think Booker will be regarded as the best.
Here's Lillard. Can't cash it in from close range.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
And stolen by Antetokounmpo. Here's Prince. And Durant with the block.
Durant covering a lot of territory with his length.
And finished off by Bol.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
Kuzma outside. Here's Lopez. And it's Lopez with the jam.
Textbook bounce pass there, perfectly timed.
Booker, good.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker will score by any means necessary, and that time over decent defense, getting the contact.
Antetokounmpo can't connect. Back to Booker. Driving to the basket. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for two. Damian Lillard picks one up. Well, Grant, if you talk about consistent top-level scores, Devin Booker is near the top of that list.
Yeah, and going back to the 17-18 season, Devin has averaged at least 25 points every year. Book can create his own shot and finish. It's hard finding guys who can do both.
Here's Prince. Taking a look at his production, averaging just over 8 points a game.
What a feed from Kuzma. I like when he finds the open man, and so do they.
And Booker with the jam.
Wow. I'll tell you, such an advantage having a playmaker who can get up to the rim and finish.
Now that is what every team wants.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
Here's Antetokounmpo.
And how much a defender can do against Giannis there.
To the inside. And stolen by Antetokounmpo. Here's Lillard. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. The Suns leading. Here's O'Neal. Giannis with the rebound. 54 seconds left in the opening quarter. Pass to Kuzma. Out to Lillard. To the left wing. Antetokounmpo for three. Can't get it. He's now 1 of 4 from the floor.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to crack.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Bull with it. And it's Kuzma picking him up. Antetokounmpo with the block. Shot clock and game clock. 1 second differential. Here's Booker. And Booker with the jam.
Booker runs the floor so well. A terrific sense of where to be in that kind of situation.
And the Suns making a change here. 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Over to the left wing. Antetokounmpo outside. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Beal.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Lillard with the bucket.
And you like the balance here. Not just falling in love with the three ball.
At the end of the first quarter.
Well, offense is the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Suns ahead. Up by 4. And quarter number... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, guys, what stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
Was simple. Rebounding made all the difference in the first quarter. They really got after it.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, Kevin Durant steadily climbing up the top 10 of the all-time scoring list. He said, I've been in the league for half of my life now. It's a blessing to be playing on this platform and doing what I love to do. I just want to continue to keep putting in good work and keep adding to what I already did.
One of the greats, Allie. Thank you. Back to Prince. Ooh, stolen by Allen. Beal with it. And it's Kuzma picking him up. Gets the 3 to fall. Beal's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And now we get a little perspective here on how the hustle game has been for the Suns.
Well, their hands resulting in plenty of steals in the early going, keeping the opposition there off balance.
They've done a great job tonight of getting out in transition, so that focus on fast break that'll add to your total in a hurry.
When you look at the career of Kevin Durant, He's had an amazing list of teammates, Grant.
Yeah, that's true, B.A. And it started with Westbrook and Harden. Then he had Steph, Clay, and Dre, Kyrie, and then Booker and Beal. That is quite the list.
And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. On the night, he's 2 for 2 at the stripe. Free throw good, Lillard. All right, Brent, in an ideal world, if you're team building and you have the ability to build around a type of superstar, what would that look like for you?
Well, B.A., the game has changed so much. You see that the most valuable players now, today, are big wings that can handle the physical rigors of both ends of the floor, playing offense and defense, can have the ball in their hands and create advantage every time they touch the ball, whether they're scoring it or making plays for their teammates. But the biggest factor is this guy has to motivate and ingratiate himself to the rest of the team. Those are true high-level championship caliber players.
Ooh, tough possession there. They stayed with it, just couldn't make the shot.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
On the wing, Kuzma. There's the triple. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
Left side, Durant. Here's the three. Count it. 2 for 4 from the field now.
And Durant doesn't need more than a click to get one off.
On the wing, Kuzma. Out to Lillard. Back to Kuzma. For 3. He drops it from range. Kuzma's got his second bucket of the night.
His story in the second quarter much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
And the Suns call time here. It's normal for guys to jump from team to team, Brent, but Kyle Kuzma has displayed real loyalty.
Well, he clearly is starting to value what culture means and respects the time to build that up. He wants to be part of something special. And when you have players start to think that way, sometimes it translates to the court where they're more consistent and more reliable.
Young Bucks dancers. Give them a hand, fans.
Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. To the paint. Here's Bull. And finished off by Bull.
Well, on top of just flat out scoring, Booker can really pick apart defenses.
Shoots. Prince can't hit.
2 minutes remaining.
I'll tell you what, they've been aggressive and they've been physical.
I saw a green light there. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Kuzma for 3. And again, it's Milwaukee from deep.
Boy, that 3 falling for Kuzma is going to open up the rest of that offense.
And the officials call a traveling violation.
They've done a lot of good things today, but one area they need to improve is their ball security.
Phoenix making a switch here. Well, Grant, from roster to coaching changes, the Bucks have been trying to become an even more elite team.
Yeah, teams are always tinkering now these days, B.A. The Bucks know they are a high-level team, but they want to dominate the competition on another level.
Here's Lillard. And the dunk by Lillard.
Every so often, he's going to remind you that Dame Dollar can make you holler.
Kuzma with the ball. O'Neal covers. Pass to Lopez. Back to Kuzma. Here's Prince. Jacks up a three. Durant pulls it in.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's the shot he typically makes.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
For three, here's Lillard. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And so it's Kuzma who brings up the ball for the Milwaukee Bucks. They trail by 3. They're moving on after a tough loss they took at the hands of the Pacers.
And they got to the line at a good clip, but couldn't cash in, and it ruined their chances.
Yeah, drawing fouls is tough, but the important part about that is when you get to the free throw line, you got to turn those into points, and it might have cost them in that last ball game missing all those chippies.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Oh, Lillard finishing with authority.
And don't let the size fool you. Damian Lillard, he can get up there.
The three is up. Plumlee pulls down the board.
If you told me this was the kind of game he was going to have, I would not have expected them to be in front right now.
Good shot, gone bad. You got to finish there.
And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will keep it.
Some substitution. Grayson Allen. Tyus Jordan.
Pass to Lopez. Lillard outside. 14 feet away. No good. Would have counted had it gone.
With the score,
Just a big-time effort for Damian Lillard, providing a lot of energy.
the Suns, 30.
Basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Milwaukee in the lead. And Bradley Beal is going to pick up the foul.
Bradley Beal.
That's his 3rd foul so far.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Antetokounmpo. On the wing, Kuzma. The three, here's Lillard.
Good show of strength and confidence from Devin Booker that time. I like to see him active on the defensive end.
Pass to Durant. Now here's Bol. Defended by Kuzma. And that one's good. Bol. And it's Bol with the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Lillard. He's got 15. You know, Damian Lillard, a lot of his points come from the line, Brent.
Well, he does a great job of getting himself there. I think defenders are so in tune with Lillard's ability to drill you from the three-point line. He gets around the initial guy and then into the teeth of the defense where he's very strong at attacking the rim. You love Lillard because he loves the game. And this is a guy who just wants to be out there. He wants the ball in the hands. And he tries not to get caught up in all the drama that happens around the game. It's 100% focused on him.
Here's Lillard. He's got 17. Oh, it's blocked by Bol. And they're able to recover. They get it back. Antetokounmpo. Well, it was only a matter of time before they finally get the bucket.
They can finally relax after missing their first 4 shots to start this half.
Kevin has been around the league a long time, so super smart around the basket to rise up and finish.
Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. Oh, the streak of Giannis.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Phoenix calls timeout. And Grant, the combination of Giannis and Lillard, one of the most fearsome pick-and-roll tandems the league has ever seen.
You're spot on, B.A. You surround them with shooting, and you have the makings of an offensive juggernaut.
Suns trail by 4. Beal outside. Here's Gillespie. The rebound by Sims. Right side, Green. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Shot clock at 6. The Bucks need to get up a shot here. Porter's shot is off. And here's Durant. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Snatched up. Shot is good by Gillespie.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Bucks switching coaches midway through last season. Doc Rivers' experience with star-laden rosters. He said, quote, I resist thinking that you can't coach players. I have no problem holding them accountable. If you don't do it, you're not going to win. Brian, the pressure's on to get it done.
Second personal
Burden of expectations. It's title or bust. Thanks, Allie.
At the line.
We see it night in and night out. There are moments in the game where Portis becomes a load to defend.
And over the last half-decade, Brent, Bobby Portis has been the best six-man big you can find.
Yeah, pretty remarkable, B.A. He comes in, he gives you some great scoring in some stretches, plays some solid defense. He's got a lot of fire to his game. So this is the exact kind of guy that your team needs in the second unit.
Suns trail by 5. And out of bounds, Milwaukee will have it.
Ball.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Trent for 3. No good that time. Here's the break. Tipped.
The timing from Porter Jr. on the rejection, you couldn't ask for better defense from him.
And stolen by Booker. Here's Durant. A strong finish from KD inside.
Bradley
Time
Beal.
and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
To the wing on the left. That one's good. Sims has got his first points of the game.
And Portis knows this system well. Try to make the good to great pass.
It's stolen by Trent. It's a one-on-one situation. And stolen by Durant. And the Suns pushing it up now. Oh, Durant playing big in the paint. And we've got 1:18 left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Green. Portis for 3. It's hauled in by the Suns.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Booker no good.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
Count the basket. Now just a 1-point Milwaukee lead.
Always want to add something to your game, and Bradley Beal has become a much more adept passer.
Here's Portis. And then Portis with the dunk.
And nobody putting out much of an effort to stop him.
Surprising in a close game, a lack of energy on defense.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
The kick to Durant for the lead. Rebounded by Trent.
Work. He's got to start knocking down the threes. Only one so far in this game for him, and none since halftime.
Pass to Porter. Gets the 3-ball to go. And the Bucks lead by 4.
And shots like this help Porter Jr. get into a rhythm. Connecting off the catch only helps his confidence.
Bradley Beal.
2 points. That one goes. Beal's got 5 now.
And say what you will about the value of the three-pointer, but those close-in looks are always plan A. Every trip down, get to the paint, get deep, score.
Oh, my! That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there.
Your Bucks.
And a great show through 3 quarters.
The Suns. 46.
3 tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. Suns trail by 4. Pass to Jones. Back to Plumlee. Over to the wing. Allen outside. Jones with the ball. He's guarded by Porter. Shot clock at 5. 11 feet out.
Gillespie.
Shot is good by Gillespie.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Left side Porter. Here's Trent. Out to Portis. And so he draws the foul. Headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Second personal foul.
Portis and pressure going hand in hand that time, forcing his way to the free throw line.
No good on the second free throw.
And that's surprising. He's usually automatic at the free throw line.
The putback. It's good on the putback. And it's a tie ball game.
I always love the hard work on the glass. Just great activity.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
Failing to find a rhythm offensively. Something that needs to change and change soon.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
And some changes here for the Bucks. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers' huddle. He pleaded with his guys to keep their emotions in check.
Wow! Lillard with the jam!
Another reminder that Damian Lillard can be explosive, and we love it.
The Suns trailing. Good chance here for Booker. Oh, right between the eyes. All net that time.
And just great intensity down the stretch. I mean, he really wants to rock with the game on the line.
I'll take a look at him. Locked in right now in this moment. Wants the ball in his hands and feels real comfortable with the shot he's taking.
Booker for 3. Shot is off. He's 5 for 12. Pass to Kuzma. Antetokounmpo outside. Lillard outside. Clock at 6. There's contact, but Lillard slips through.
You know, not many guys can change pace on the dribble the way Lillard does it. Just phenomenal.
On the wing, Kuzma launches it. Offensive rebound. Pass to Lillard. And stolen by Bull. And here comes the break. Here's Beal. Outside for Booker. Here's Bull. Covered by Lopez. Another shot. Outside Durant. To take the lead. Oh, Durant from deep. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Suns.
Their defensive intensity has served them well. It kept the offense scrambling and resulted in several steals.
Well, if we add another thing to it, it's about the urgency they've played with. I mean, you look at the eyes of these guys. They're focused, wanting to get up tempo, and that's helped them score on the fast break.
And he's easily led the way on the boards tonight.
Well, he's been everywhere, and collecting those rebounds, that ends any kind of offensive possession and gets them started.
Well, the bigger the possession, the more engaged Taurean Prince is. Wow.
Kuzma with the ball. Now guarded by Booker. Pass to Beal. Back to Durant. Good D by Antetokounmpo.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
And Lopez gets it to go.
Wow, Lopez stepping up. What confidence from the big fella.
That one falls.
Smart play call to get him something at the rim.
While taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
Antetokounmpo. And his fifth basket. Now 5 for 8. Looking comfortable out there.
Oh, gigantic shot here by Giannis. He's showing he's ready to deliver another big moment.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Milwaukee.
Well, they found success off the drive, creating a lot of buckets by getting into the teeth of the defense.
Another part of what they've done tonight is to get a lot of work done in the mid-range. And that's a shot that a lot of teams are willing to let you take. Well, they've knocked them down.
And Giannis will just about do anything the coaching staff has. A true team player.
2 shots.
And he ends up making the second. And that gives him a 4-point cushion. Pass to Bull. Beal outside. Outside for Booker. Outside Durant. Now Bull. Covered by Lopez. Bull, no good. Here's Prince. The 3 is up. Yes. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
The 3 from Prince. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
Wow, Prince has a little daylight, and that shot looked true.
2-second difference between shot and game clock. That one goes in.
This guy wants those kind of shots. That's Devin Booker. Wow.
And so it's Antetokounmpo with it. He brings it up for Milwaukee. 6-point lead.
Surefire.